All right, good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, guys, let's get it going. All right, we want to see a 94 break and then a target of 380, then a target of 63. If we break the 88, I'm gonna start going and reducing my exposure. Good morning, Becca. Good morning, ML. Here it comes. We just need that push. We got 1 minute to the open. Ah, that's not what the market wants to do. Right off the open. So the key is the 400. The 400. We gotta break it and break it good. There we go again. Well, that's the trade that I was looking for. that's the that's the one I was looking for. All right. So what we got going on here is the opening range between 85 and into 84. It's a 100-point opening range. That's wide. And then you got this zone right here that we need to be conscious of. So as long as we continue to trade under that zone, we have a pressure on the downside. Next target is 53. Good morning, Sheila. All right, another potential another leg on the downside coming up here. All right, we should be getting into the 55 area. Yeah, it has to happen like right now, or I'm gonna be out. Here we go. That's what I'm looking for. Still a lot of chop down here. Here they come. I'm gonna start taking off profits. It's the second one. I need to see a break under 55. Here it comes. Take some more. I have one left, and I'm gonna go break even. Ah. All right. Well, that was positive at least. Yeah, we needed under that 53 because that would have give us a continuation trade, but that's also in the middle of the range on the 200 NT Rinko. So the market has just decided to kind of stop right here. Let me see where we at. Okay. Okay. All right, so we're hitting Globex and we're hitting Harmony Zone number one. So man, look at that. I mean, that was a nice little short right here. If the market continued structurally, that market was short into support. And right here, like if we don't get a rejection by this market, we may end up seeing a push toward that 435. However, we're running into that same zone that we talked about, that's going to be a very big resistance zone, between that 409 to the 438. We get a rejection here. Uh, yeah, we have to see a bit more rejection, like the market selling off and trading under that 88 for the shorts. All right, let's see if we can get down to our target of 54. Here we go. I'm gonna go break even and see if I can get better prices lower. And I'm gonna improve and trail. Wow. That was a little bit too tight probably, but we made a little bit of money off of it, almost 10 points. This thing most likely is gonna even go lower. It's gonna go lower. Yep. That 80, 88. Once we clear that price structure, we should be heading south. All right, we're gonna give it a shot. We need to break the 70. Add to it. I'm gonna go break. Well, you know what? It's not even break even yet. Can we get a push? Here we go. Here we go. I'm gonna take one off just to kind of help out with the trade, and I'm gonna go break even, and it's gonna probably get me. I mean, it needs to happen right now, or otherwise it's gonna bounce right back up. Here we go. All right, tighter, a little bit tighter here. And let's see if I can get something like a 40 43. Target number 3. That's target number 3 in this rotation. Okay. That's fine. I'll take that. So we took two legs of that move. We took that leg and this the second leg of that move. Now this market is gonna be backing and filling. So that kind of puts us on a hold on trying to get short. Good morning, Marty. How are you, buddy? So we keep hitting very close to the whole number and just literally selling off. So that just tells us that, and we're starting to pick up some speed and momentum here. I mean, we're back to reversion to the mean area. So that's that area where the market is fading back up. And they've done it once. I mean, this is the second time. I'd rather be short than long, but this is an area where the market can bounce back up. And we're so early in the morning, it's like 15 minutes into it. So we're looking at this structure. What do we see? We see a high. We see us rebalancing back into this zone and selling off, then making a lower high. So that sequence support lower prices. So if we start seeing the market going over 400 or 410, then this market is going to be reversing. So that's going to be the critical level for us if we are short, not to go past. Here you go. Finally, they decided to do something. Flush that thing. Next target is 303. 303. Okay, so that takes care of that mic issue. You guys are good? Good morning, Becca, Sheila, IB, Marty, Safe. I don't know what conversations you, you guys were listening to. All right. Okay. Market is in sync on the short side. Uh, we're just punching back up here for a second just to see what the market is all about. So this is harmony zone number 2. So we need to see, if we're thinking in terms of short, we need to see a high and a lower high up in this zone and a failure structure. I mean, that's a good one here. I mean, that's something worth looking into. I mean, that's a failure to reclaim that area, and the fact that we didn't make a higher low here is very positive for the short side. I mean, and that's a big expansion and and reversal of everybody that was, you know, long here. So a flush under 25 is going to pick up some steam into that 303 target. Yeah, good one. I mean, it's a good one. It's a good one. Hey, future trader, how are you, buddy? Good morning. And continuation to 303. Very nice. Here we go. 2 grand for the day, and it hasn't been even 15 minutes into it. That's excellent. That has to feel good. Good morning, Adam. How are you, buddy? Target is hit. Next target is 278. NT is giving you a hard time. Okay. Take your time. ES, absolutely. Absolutely. ES, the same kind of structure. I mean, we're getting a reversal. ES is stronger than NQ. But we got a level, a reversion to the mean is 71, 70, 75. If the market continue to make lower highs the way we're making them, we should be migrating down to that level. Okay, where the shorts need to be concerned is 71.95 and a half. You don't want to see that on the short side. Okay, that doesn't mean you go long. If we start going anything above 72.01 and a half, then making higher lows, then that would shift the conversation a little bit. We're seeing a little bit of a rally going on in NQ right now, but ultimately the structure of the market so far is a short structure. They put on a double captain setup long here. So that is, you know, whenever you see that type of behavior, the market is typically is basing, stopping, reversing. Either way, short or long. This in this case, it's long. So at this stage, we're really kind of looking for failure patterns. So I mean, if they want to come and test harmony zone number 2, then they just need to show us a failure pattern and not a continuation pattern. Right now, the market is out of sync. It's a two-sided market, and in those kind of markets, you're getting the stop run, and then you're getting a push into resistance. But that doesn't mean automatically I'm gonna go short right here. it means I want to see them behaving in a way that's negative. And right now, that's not the case. That's just an overwhelming push to the upside. So they came into resistance and they sliced right through it. What is that telling me? That's telling me that the market is strong here and it's rebalancing to the upside. This is okay. So we hit that. Market is in sync on the long side. So that could be very significant for the remainder of the day. They may be just putting a bottom here, and this is the bottom. We're going to measure all behavior for the rest of the day because that's very, very forceful. I mean, we're hitting very. So we've seen that we hit. If you guys remember the 400 like 2 times, I think it was 2 times that we hit that level, and the market's just simply faded. So we need to ultimately break that 400. So if any entry at 80 to 80 has a lot of resistance up here. So we need to see maybe 70, 60 and the market firming. And if they do that, then we have a chance at a continuation. I want to be long, but we're running into Globex here. So, I mean, here you go. I mean, it's running. All right, we got 3 minutes to the top of the hour. We don't have any news really kind of lined up. Here I go. We hit that target. Next target is 428. Pullbacks are viable on a swing trade basis. Yeah. Like right here, like you can't, like I cannot buy up here. I mean, even here was a little bit tough considering we're running into a 400. Let's be patient. I mean, the market here is long. We came in, flushed, bottom end of the cloud or a cloud, and the market reversed, and now it's pushing into targets, and we have another target at 428. Structurally, it's a long market. ES, let's see. ES is firming back up, and we talked about this 71.95. We don't want to see it if we're short. If we get up to that 72.01, the market would be in sync on the long side. Then you have targets all the way up to 72.10 and higher. If we collapse anywhere close to 71.88, then the shorts can take control again. All right. All right. We're struggling with this level here, which is fine. I think we're getting to an area where the market is just going to be two-sided and come back down to retest. The longs are weakening here a little bit. Yeah, watch out. This is a rejection pattern here. The market is rejecting that 400 and rejecting Globex. So if we start breaking below 80, that is somewhat of a resumption of the shorts. And you see how they responded back to 80. It's kind of an aggressive move if I take a short here, but I'm just gonna be patient and wait. I'm holding off on getting long. I mean, we came into Harmon zone number one and bounced back up, but the structure here is resistance against 400. So the upward momentum is taking a pause, and we need to see multiple attempts and a higher low at harmony zone number one. If we give that down, meaning we start seeing 75, 70, then the market is just gonna push a little bit further lower. So the market is very vulnerable for correction here. The longs need to prove themselves again, and how they prove themselves is going above 410. If they go over 410, come back in and make a higher low, then we're ready for a resumption of a move back up to 428 and a quarter. And if they keep doing what they're doing right now, the odds are we're going to collapse back to 70, 60. So I rather either wait for 410 to show up or see 80 collapse. Both will trigger a decision. Anything in between, I'm pretty much guessing. We don't want to do that, do we? A little bit of firmness coming in here against that Globex price. Get to 410, we talk. Get to 380, we talk. I don't necessarily want to anticipate. See, that's a rejection again against that 400 with a captain setup. This is an area where the market can really chop people up. So just gonna be conscious of that. You need a break below 380. So we need a clean break under 80. We cannot bounce up here. Like if we bounce above 80 and start punching back up, then we're waiting. Here we go. They're trying again. No. Multiple attempts. Multiple. See, that's what I'm telling you. It's just, this is going to be a choppy mess. Either go 410. If they go 410, that's good. You break the 80, you got to break 80 and hold. You can't just break it and bounce back up for the shorts. You need better conviction. Plus, you're running into support anyway, and that is support. Like this 80, it's literally running into harmony zone number one. So you want to see a conviction and a continuation. If the market reversed like that, that's a statement that the market has a little bit more strength uh, than weakness at these ranges. I mean, you're literally playing a tight field between Globex, a whole number, and support. Like that is the definition of chop. Like don't. It's a good idea for me not to overcommit to trading here. Like there's no value for me trying to figure out where they want to go. You break, we play. That's a break. I mean, that's a better break. You're making lower highs against 400. Okay. Hmm. Let's look at the opening range because that's important. What is the market doing? Rejecting this zone and making lower highs, and a break under 71 will pick up some steam to 60 and 40. And we don't want to see prices above 400. You could tell that the weakness is seeping in. Structurally, this is consolidation with a short bias. There you go. Now we're testing harmony zone number um, 2, which is support, right? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, bounced off harmony zone number 2. So the extension of selling pressure is not. I mean, that's a nice break, but we ran into harmony zone number 2, which is support. Ultimately, the shorts would have to come in at 325 and a half, the big shorts, like on a swing trade basis, for the market to really make a significant move, like selling 100, 200 points. You really need at least a 320, 328 close, and that will set the stage. Right now, we're getting pockets of buyers and pockets of sellers, and it's a fight with no conclusion. We could make a little bit of money off these moves, but on a swing trade basis, this market has not decided what it wants to do yet. It's a scalping market. We'll be patient and we'll see if we can find something. Hmm. Market is back in sync on the long side with the 200 and the 100. We're running into that big resistance, which is 400, 27,400 and 410. That is literally, the market is stuck every time it gets up there. So you almost have to go 410 and pull back with a higher low for the longs. Right now they're walking it back up. I get it. Captain set up short on this. That's a formation. So you have the 200 and the 100 telling you go long, then the 20 on a short-term basis telling you there's going to be selling pressure coming in. So it's a mixed market. Even when the market is lined up on the long side, you're still getting a mixed market here. And that's a rejection of the 9095 area, close to 400. So now they're rejecting a little bit lower than the actual whole number. Let's take a look at ES. ES is back into that range, got rejected against that 71.95, and you're hovering about a place where they would buy it at 71.88. But NQ is getting tired and ES is getting tired. Longs, we want to see a clear break of 27,400 and a pullback that holds. And the shorts are coming back in and pushing the price, but it's not convincing. I mean, that's a big attempt. And then what do? They walk it back up. They get very close to a change in structure and then they pull it back in. Captain set up switch trade. That's another area where the market can position itself for a lower leg. When the market is between harmony zone number 1 and 2 and you have a 200 NT wrinkle that's long, I want to be very careful trying to get short into these zones because they are, big support. Captain setup, then another captain setup. Okay. They're trying to trap as many people as possible. That's what they're trying to do here. And we want to figure out where the trap is. I mean, we know some certain levels, 400, you start breaking that, the longs are going to take control again. You break the 50s, the shorts will take control again. In between, the market is going to be above average choppiness. We're in the neutral zone. lot of choppiness here. A lot of choppiness. Neutral zone trading is how you know that the market is choppy and undecisive, and it's out of sync right here. There is a bit of um, short bias against that 400 and buy bias against this harmony zone number 2. So the market is really stuck here. All right, so if we see 90, that would be a captain set up long on the 100 NT ring code. So shorts need to protect 90 and the 400 and the 410. That's the levels that invalidate the idea of being short. What would validate it is a break under 50 and then a market that will make a lower high. Anything in between, I'm kind of guessing to direction, and there's no like a follow through of any price structure that you're seeing here. And the fact that we're spending a lot of time in this zone right here, which is the neutral zone, tells me that the market is in consolidation more than a trending behavior. Now, can you make money? You know, you buy harmony zone number 2 and go for harmony zone number 1. The market is ping pong back and forth between those two levels. I always want to take the direction of the 200, and that's the long side. So that would be just the scalping and fading in the direction of the current behavior. I think patience for me is the better approach. We need a break one way or another, or we stay on the sideline. How's everybody doing, by the way? Where are we at? Adam, Becca, Brad. Brad's doing good. Good job. Sheila. Ibolo. I hope I'm saying your name. Labolo. Yeah. Okay. Just watching. No more trades for Brad. ES. Captain set up short right here. Just watching. Safe. Yeah. It's a Monday. We gotta. I had a bunch of trades. Made a little bit of money. But let's here we go. We're starting. Okay, short active entry 72.65. Okay. Okay. Here you go. I'm gonna give it a shot here. I think this is the market is gonna be going again toward that 90 and toward that 400, and we should see that come in here quick, or I get stopped out. Here we go, and I'm gonna go a little bit lower here. I'm gonna keep it very tight, just 7 point stop, and I want to see a break above 85, not a rejection here. If I get a rejection, I'm out. Yep, I'm out. Okay, that's good. Only in reclaim and hold. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, that state is we're seeing a chop. That's chop. That's chop here. 76 to 70. I actually just give back just 7 point, actually 6.75 point on that trade. Don't want to overtrade this area for damn sure. Yeah, where they get trapped. That's where I got trapped. Okay. $80 or $70. Oh, 70, 70 to 50. What your box actually said. Yeah, that was a liquidity trap. I mean, we should be seeing a push lower. We'll see. Here we go. Sell, sell, sell. Below 50. Very nice. All right, now we're talking. Now we're talking. $45. 28. Good for them, man. I mean, we start breaking 328, then that kind of puts us in a position where we can take multiple legs on the downside. So we had that rejection up here. That was the pivot point. We needed to break 85. Okay, so now that closes that. And on a swing trade basis, the market is in sync. Rallies are shortable on a swing trade basis, and we're looking for entries and re-entries on the short side. Yeah, get it, liquidity, get it, baby. Let's go. I mean, we could tell that market was ready. We needed that 50 to break, and that was the key. It's not clean moves. It's a back and test kind of move. So you got to start small and just add as the market is goes in your favor versus going too heavy and get knocked out by the noise. Just the nature of the market today is not like clean 40 50 point moves. Every 10 15 points the market is getting re-challenged. Make sure you pocket your money liquidity because this market is, I mean, could just bounce right back up and start challenging Globex band and Harmony Zone number one. I'd like to see bigger moves. Like a bigger move would be 403. I mean, not 403, 303. Excuse me. Testing Harmony Zone number one on a first touch basis. Yeah. Market is out of sync. You gotta take your money. You got to take your money in this market. What's the expectation? What are we getting? The expectation is to get a lower high and push toward the target of 303. That was the expectation in a momentum market. If you're not in a momentum market and you're in a yeah, you're getting smoked like that. Yeah, that kind of behavior, if you're overcommit to the market, it'll smoke you. Yeah, you gotta take your profits. The structure above, and we hit 400, which is our resistance, and we're fading against it. 60, 70. Let me see here. 37.55 failure. What is happening? Aggressive entry. 380. I mean, all what this thing is liquidity sweeps. It's liquidity sweeps to the upside or the downside. They're just trying to swipe as many people out of their positions as possible, and they're gonna like anybody that got short got smoked. Anybody that's long in this move is getting rolled back in. Just be careful. Hmm. I mean, they rejected the 400 again. So I mean, it's not like that's a critical level. Hmm. Uh, Looking at this should go back to 50s. The way this market is going against that 85. So the big picture is, I mean, look at that. You know, I mean, this is the opening range, and this is the mids of the opening range. So when the market does this, and then you come in and look, you touch it, and you sell off. You make a lower high against that box. Boom. You come back and retest. What do you do here? Sell, sell, sell. Come back. Sell off. Sell off. Sell off. See that? The market is telling us a story here. As long as we continue to hold on under 440 and the 408, that is the cue that we have that there is an above average sell pressure. Like the dominant force is shorts. That doesn't mean you go short down here. You're really looking for this type of structure to go short into. Let's take a look at ES. I mean, ES is that's the Q, 195. It's stronger than NQ for sure. The shorts coming at 189 if we break that level, and in between it's just very quiet and rotating. NQ is also obviously has a wider range of rotation, but in essence is doing what ES is doing. Like we're not diverging from it. NQ is slightly weaker than ES. Thinking in terms of market structure, harmony market structure, what do we see here? We see market that is uh, out of sync and consolidating in and around the neutral zone. Run ups are failing and sell offs are failing, and the market keeps coming to the middle of the range and building stops so they could run them again. So that's a non-trending environment. It's good for scalping. Your 10, 15 points, your 5 points, in and out. You're not seeing a trend. And in it, we just need to be patient. Ultimately, let's give couple of scenarios. We start trading anything over 400, the longs are taking more control. We start selling under 330, that will put a captain setup short on the 200, and that would be significant. Trading in this neutral zone will get you chopped up. Sticking around long or short right now, you will susceptible to a counter trend. So like if we're catching not a trend, but if we're catching a trade, we just need to kind of make sure that we go to break even and take profits and not overstay in this type of environment. That environment may end up shifting and changing, but we're not there yet. You know how Mondays are. You have to be very selective, especially early on in the morning. A lot of traps are built Monday morning. Wait for this short re-entry. 80.65. 80.65 rejection is an area where the shorts are keep coming in. Yeah. I mean, we're ultimately bouncing between support and resistance. Like I really want to play. I really want to play, but I want direction and not uh, chop consolidation. So I gotta make an assessment. Are we making a directional move, or are we just chopping in sideways consolidation levels where people are getting trapped? If the case is people are getting trapped, you know, how do I play that game? I have to play the game in the direction of the 200 NT Rinko, which meaning the long side, whenever we come to harmony zone number two, support, I fade that move into higher prices. And as we get to the 80s or the 90s, sell into that move and pocket 10, 15 points. The shorts um, are coming at higher prices. They're not coming here. Like the buyers are coming here. then once we get up there, if there's a break, the market breaks lower, gets there, market comes lower. So if I want to play that game, then I have to wait for the close to 400 and sell. But we're already been there, one, two, three, four, five times. So you go back up there the sixth time, the odds are we're gonna just blow right through that 400. So I don't want to get short there again unless I see a structure. And in these areas, the market has a bit of a bid stepping in. So chop, higher prices leading to resistance, and these prices we're coming back in and buying them. Yeah, we're gonna go back to the 400. There's a lot of stops above there. It's a tricky market today. Just let you know that this is not your run of the mill easy trading day. I have to spend time really reading it. More reading and less trading in this type of environment. And breathing. A rejection. Okay. Okay. Rejected that 80. Good. Good. So we rejected the 80, 85, and we busted through 60. I mean, that's yeah, Juan. I'm leaning toward that too. But I got to think in terms of the bias and the counter bias. If I have a bias short, where would that bias be invalidated? At what point would I say that idea is no longer valid? So this way I'm not caught flat-footed in a spot where the market is just really running stops. So right now, what do I see? I see us hitting support, bouncing back a little bit. Structure is weak against that 80, 85. Do I want to go short here on a reversal? Let's assume this market closes at 55. Would I want to go short? And that would be a railroad short anyway, technically speaking. It's an idea. The only issue, I'm running back into support where the market has an impulse buy around these levels. So what do I want to see in order for me to get a little bit more excited about getting short and staying short and looking for bigger targets? you really have to have a structural change, and that would be a 328. Like if we break 328, structurally the market just made a captain setup short, and if you look at that structure, that supports lower prices into 300 and 250. And you're starting to see the bleeding, the rejection, the extension, and the lower highs coming in. But we're running right into support. So that would pause me. Like as much as I want to go short here, and you got the rejection, you got railroad number one, railroad number two, that is short. That's short. But guess what? What am I getting out of this short? Maybe 10 points, maybe 5 points. Like how much? Because we're running right into this support area. Such a tight range. I mean, right here they go into 65 short. I mean, it's I'll scalp. I'll scalp a 65 short, and I'm gonna keep a somewhat of a tight range, and I'm gonna keep it like right here. Like I should get 60 or stop out at 75. I'm going break even. Yeah, see that? I mean, I should have put my order at 60 immediately, but now it's a break even. That's what you almost have to do in this type of environment. But you're getting a captain setup. So, I mean, like, okay, that's worth a shot to below 60, below 55. I mean, now they're putting a switch trade, and now it really, I should be getting in at 60, 60, 60, if it gets there, that is, 60, 50. If they close that, then that would be a captain setup switch trade. Okay, didn't get there. That's fine. The 70-75 rejection. You're starting to see harmony wave on the long side coming in, and that can push the market higher. Man, it's 10 o'clock already. You wanted the 80 to short? Yeah, yeah, you missed it by like a tick. I mean, here we go. Here we go. Back into that zone, but the weakness is for real here. Finally, huh? Yeah, your 80 would have been like gold in here. 320, 328. You build on your what, short? We're very close to picking up some momentum here. I mean that 328 is gonna be the one. You pick that off, then the market tone will definitely shift toward the short side. 60 to 70 rejection again can be significant. I mean, there's equal size moves. So when you get equal size moves, I mean, that's kind of, we're back to the chop. So 60 to 70 needs to be rejected, and then we have to make a move at 43, then make a lower high. Otherwise, we're gonna be at 80 in no time. So structurally, the market is just not. It's a habit, and they're building a habit, and the habit is this kind of. Here we go, a captain setup. That's a captain setup. Like they have to sell it right here, and you don't want to see that. That's a trap. Like they got to bring it back down to 58, like right now. I'll give it a shot, and my stop is gonna be tight right here. It's either gonna happen or it's not gonna happen. I'm looking for that rejection. I mean, there's a rejection here, but you gotta go 50. Break that 50. Don't jack around here. Yeah, they're jacking around. They're gonna stop me out on this one. That's a 7 point stop. If they break back down to 53, I'm gold. Very nice. If they do that, well, thank you. Okay, I'll lower my risk to 6 points. And we need the flush. We need the flush. Do I want to go break even yet? No. I'll go break even right here. No risk. I have one contract, so that's an issue, really. 53. We need the break at 28. If I get the break at 28, I'm gold. I'm gonna have to take a 5 point target. If this thing flips back up, I need to be out of this trade. It's gonna be just a scalp. Yep. It's a 5 point scalp. But the rejection 60-70 is important. A lower high here would be more important. But that means that I would have had to kind of take a stop if it doesn't pan out versus what you're gonna about to see here, which is a sell-off. I mean, I would have had to take I I would have had to take a 5 point, like a 6 point stop, which is really not a bad risk for the potential of making 30 points or more on this trade. Breaking 40 will trigger the shorts. I mean, will trigger the shorts and will start picking off all the stops under 40 and 30, and we'll get to 28 if we start hitting that 40. Like, I don't want to enter here. I mean, I needed to enter a little bit higher, which I did. So right now I'm simply gonna have to watch it. Pick off 40, we'll start picking up some steam. Well, somebody said something. Yeah, they're gonna sell this thing off. We just need that 40 to close under 40 again. 50 to 60 needs to hold. Fifty to 60 needs to hold. So we hit the 40. We closed under there once. We need to close under it again, and that will be good for the shorts. Right now they're backing to that structure, back to that structure, trying to rebalance. It's not momentum, man. It's just simply that's what we're dealing with today. You have to read between the lines on a market that looks like this. Hmm. The 50 to the 60 rejection is important. You got to reject and start moving toward that 45. Here we go. That's a lower high. If you're looking at the 70 NT Rinko, you'll see like at two switch trades short, and we're working on the third one. 330, 350 is a trigger for that one. So that is the line. Once we cross it, we'll start picking up some steam on the short side, right? Good job, Joseph. Good job, buddy. Especially in a market that looks like this today, it's not an easy market to trade. Good work. 333 and half. ES. Let's talk about ES here quickly. Oh, that's not weak. That's not strong at all. This is exactly what you want to see from a market that's turning over. So we're starting to break into the 83, a break there, and it's a break of the lows, and you're going to start moving toward that 7170. So, I mean, we got a little bit of ES support, or not support, but helping us out here. Man, it's like here you go. Here you go. We're working our way down. We're working our way down in not a fast market. Speed, range, and behavior. Speed, slow, range. Range is expanding here into a bias of a short against 55, 66, excuse me, 60 to 70. So that's the area we need to protect. go, right? I mean, I just stepped away for just a second, and here we go, the flush. So what does that mean? The market just produced a captain setup short on the 200 NT Rinko. That's a significant move. The only issue with it, it's in the middle of the range, so we need to be very careful of counter trend moves right here. So you gotta take your money on the leg down and not the retracement unless the retracement fails. So what that looks like is you go to 40 to 50 and the market double tops there. Like I cannot go short right here where we at. You if I wasn't in it before, I need to wait for a structure above that tells me, hey, listen, we're topping off. But the structure of the market right now is short. Nice move here. I feel like we read through it very, very nicely for the most part. They're gonna shake people out of here. That's what they're trying to do. The shorts cannot get to 60. If you go to 45, 55 and not break 65, and you make a double top up there and start selling down, then that would be a re-entry short. So I mean, we're seeing they made a leg. I mean, that's the one that right here break. Then they made that one and broke, and they made this one and broke. And then what do? One, two, and boom. So that is a challenge to that structure, a retest of that structure. So they can come up here and shake these people out that stuck around. But for us, we need to see a structure that looks like this up here against this resistance, which is harmony zone number one. And if we do, then that will set us up for a continuation trade short. And we have this captain setup short on the 200 in our favor. Then we have the distribution that is the opening range and above 80. Obviously, we don't want to see anything that looks like 80. But in this spot, you really have to be patient, like super patient, because they could come in here and try to sell it off very quickly, and you think, oh, the continuation is going to happen, and then they'll stop it and run it back up. So this is an area where noise can come in into the signal, because ultimately what the market is doing is bottoming and running back up to retest a structure. So that was the money, and that was the money right there from 58. I was too tight with it. And even when it came here and bounced back, that would have got me out anyway, if I'm still tight. But then this rotation comes in, and that's really where you need to be pocketing your money. Now, if we want to play the continuation game, then we have to look at that. We have to play it right here, but it cannot be. It has to be a structure. It cannot be just a price running up here. So we'll see. We will see. Yeah, can you imagine safe the market making a five-prong captains running this over to 404? I wouldn't put it past them. All right, here we go. That's a reaction. That's not a trade. That's a reaction. You don't want to see 60. We're starting to see that push. Market is in transition. Nothing is dominant. They're testing a structure. So if they're going to test this structure, then they have to give me a structure here that tells me the shorts are back in play. Hmm. Wow. Okay. Market is out of sync. That's a bit of a support and a higher low. So if we start getting anywhere to 60, that kind of invalidates the test of that structure. That's the first resistance level. This is the second resistance level. You reject the 60. I mean, you could touch the 60, but you cannot just close above it for multiple candles in a row. Then you're going to start punching into the 70, 75. Then we have this second harmony zone number 2 as a resistance, and we'll see what the market does here. Like, I don't want to go long. I mean, I understand what they're doing, but we're in the middle of the range right here, so you're getting that counter trend. But here we go. So that's a good thing to see. Now you have to break the 35. 35.30, because if we do that, then that will set up a sequence that we can participate in. If we make a higher low here, that really doesn't help the shorts any. Any buy here is a buy into resistance, so I gotta be not thinking in that term. You're they're trying, man. They're trying to punch the 60. The shorts. If our bias is short, we need to see a break below 40 and 33. That's the bottom line. Like trying to anticipate the break will get us stopped out. So we just literally have to wait for the market to say 40, 33, and then rally back up, give me a lower high, cloud will shift negative, then we have another leg short. If we start peaking into 60, it's gonna pick up. It's gonna pick up a bunch of stops, and you start getting 65, 70, and that will put a dent in the idea of getting short. We would need another structure up here that is a high and a lower high, or some form of a structure that says, hey, listen, we're done here buying, we're ready for a sell off. Under 1,000 of what, profits? Or let me see, because I cannot see your. Well, I mean, this automatically will shut you down at 1,000 anyway. Like if you lose 1,000, they automatically will shut you down, including commission. So then you have tomorrow to, and you have another $1,000 tomorrow to work with. But as far as profit, you could make as much money as you want to. No, here you go. They're picking up the stops. They're picking up the stops here. What was that? What was that? Yeah, very possible. Here they come. Yeah, you're up. You don't have a limit on how much money you could make, but you have a limit um, on your stop for that specific account. Safe. You seeing this, man? They're about to pull a fast one on the market. Bunch of jokers, right? Yeah, 45.50. Yeah, yeah. I mean, we gotta be patient. I mean, the shorts are. You're hitting harmony zone number two, so that's the resistance. But that we need to see a structure up there. We need to see a structure. The market has shifted personality. So how do we know that? I mean, we saw the leg that we wanted. We wanted a lower high. You got a low, like you got a structure here, but then the market did this number, and now we're waiting for this structure to show us continuation. You, it tricked you right here. It would have tricked us right here, but the key was okay. If you're gonna do this, then you have to break the 40 and you have to break the 33, because otherwise, all what you're doing is you're making a higher low and running back up. So that was the validation of this rotation, which is a test of the prior rotation, to see that the market here is presenting us with another round of shorts. And simply, what did they do? Oh, yeah. Boom. So that kind of kept us away from getting sucked into that idea. Now, the question is, why didn't we see the strength and go long? It's a legitimate, but I do not want to go long in a captain setup. I mean, literally, this is a captain setup short. Now, I understand it's in the middle of the range and it has a lot of counter trends in it, but I rather be on the sideline and look for short patterns versus, for example, let's see. I mean, I don't know what to tell you here. Okay. Like, okay, so you get a, I mean, look at that one. That one failed into a run up, and this one we have made do the same exact thing, but that's just very rare behavior. Typically, you'll see this captain setup short, and market just goes down hard. In this case, captain, do we have a captain setup long? Yeah, right here. Captain setup long, boom, market running up. So typically, you see that reaction in a move. So if I see this, do I want to go against it? Not really. Here comes that rejection. Shenanigans. That's a shenanigans Monday. Here we go. Another attempt, lower high. We need to see a little bit more. So 55 is the level. If the market does what it's doing right now and break 55, most likely it's going to start going to 50 and then break back up a little bit to retest. And that will put a structure above us here that supports continuation of a short. I'm avoiding the longs due to where we at location wise and the captain setup short that we've seen. Plus you have Globex at 400, 403, which been a big resistance. ES is flash sold into the 77 and came back to retest. So, you know, here it's the same kind of thing, but it's weaker. It's weaker. So I'm going to continue to look at it from that perspective. And we have the high and the lower high. You break 55, we got something going. $60.65 hold, and a reversal can get us back up to 80. So that's why 55 is important for the shorts to kind of come in and sell it. If they flip it, which they just did, I'm still not gonna buy it. I don't care if even it runs up to Globex. I'm just gonna be selective here and wait for something a little bit more solid. I mean, it's almost 11 o'clock. I didn't even realize that we're almost to the end of the session here. Mm-mm. They're about to flush people here. They're about to flush them. $55, you break 55, we talk. We don't break 55, we're not talking. Not only break 55, but you got to break it and hold under it. Okay, like right here, if we close this candle lower, that could set the stage for a short. So like, I'll put an order at 52.75 and look for that close, or 53. If they break that, I think we'll start picking up some steam and momentum. And here we go. Not what I want to see. It's not what I want to see. Okay. All right. We have one more contract here. Let's see if we can break the 50. I'm gonna. There. I gotta get out of that one. I'm not gonna give it a full stop either. It needed to happen like immediately. All right, let's see here. Okay. That's another lower high. $75 rejection. Yeah, chop. Yeah, I mean that's fine. I mean, I had a good shot at it here, but the problem is we're at a bit of a support at 53. So it countered just a little bit, 50, 60, 73. Yeah, that would have been stop at 20-point stop. My stop was 83. I don't necessarily want to take a full stop on a market that looks like this. I mean, the shorts are coming back in. Okay. Captain set up long on the 50 NT Rinco. We're running into the 78. The 85 will lend itself to a shift in personality and a potential run up toward Globex at 403 and a quarter. If we come up to the 80s and fail again with a one candle reversal, maybe sell off a little bit, come back to retest with a lower high. I mean, up here would be something that will lead to a short structure. Right now, the market is really super slow, and it's already 11:09. So I'm just gonna call it a day. I mean, it's not. I feel like we read the market well. We're just down a little bit of money, and we'll do this again tomorrow, guys. Like if the market was a little bit faster and things are moving, we'll keep the game going. But like I don't want to overcommit into this market right now. All right, guys. You guys have a good one. It was fun. Let's do it again.